monster. No, you are wrong. I am a god.
I'm Rex Paradox, the greatest man who ever lived, your future shadow overlord, resident internet cowboy, part-time otaku, amateur, aspiring supervillain, whatever the fuck you want to call me. Today on the program, I'm doing something. I don't know if this is going to become a series or not, but I'm going to call this one Casually Explained. It's Casually Explained. And in this installment, I'm going to just casually explain drug usage. Using drugs. The usage of drugs. Mainly the category of uppers and downers. So, if you don't know, there are multiple kinds of drugs out there. There's just all kinds of drugs, all kinds of shit, just like they have fucking chemical, just fucking reactions in your body and cause different effects. You got your uppers, which basically like they increase your fucking alertness, the fucking your fucking perception of time, all that shit, how alert you are, or your fucking. Sometimes they fucking they like influence your reactions and shit. They just like they make your mind state just like you're hyper alert. Then you got downers, and downers, they basically just put you out of reality. I say they kind of like just slow down time for you, man. You could say the uppers do like they slow down time for you too. Like uppers are more like they increase your focus, but like downers, it's like you end up spacing out. you end up spacing the fuck out. You end up spacing the fuck out, dude. Like just space the fuck out. And in this example, I'm gonna use lean as an example of a downer, right? Lean's one of those things that people out here do, and it's like it's killing their livers and kidneys or whatever the fuck. I'm not entirely sure which one it is. It's probably both of them for real. But like it's killing motherfucking shit. You know, alcohol does the same thing. Alcohol's the downer. It's like it makes you move slower. And I've noticed this thing, right? I'm a city person. My family's kind of, really like all black people's families from the country, but like my family's from the country. Not like the country, just like Virginia. To some people, Virginia probably is the country. I'm like, it's the country for me. You know, when I'm thinking country, I'm like fucking Tennessee or Louisiana. Like, that's some country shit to me. Like, no, that's the South. There's a difference. The South is the country, but like, that's the South. The country's like Virginia for me. I live in Washington, D.C. I'm a city person. Been a city person my whole life. And it's like, I don't know what category I'd fall in. I'd probably fall into like uppers and downers if I were to do drugs. But it's like, I don't know, right? I've noticed this thing where in the city, city folk are usually on the uppers, right? Like cocaine and stuff. Cocaine, that's an upper. It's like it's fucking just increasing your fucking just perception. It's making you just think faster and do a bunch of shit just like way faster than you normally would. That's an upper. Shit like lean, which is a country thing, is like it's one of those things where it's like that's a downer. It's not necessarily like making you less, you know, interested in or fucking less happy or shit. It's just like you're moving slower. And my logic for people like, you know, the like uppers being like a city thing is because we live a faster lifestyle. Like country people, like for real, like y'all not doing shit. Like let's be real here. Like y'all not doing shit. It's a slower pace of life. To my understanding, the impressions I have of it is just it's a slower pace of life. Like when you live in a city, it's always some shit going on. It's not really always some shit going on in the country. It's just a different kind of shit going on down there, right? So perfect example of this shit. DC Metro. People always on the motherfucking Metro. People always driving their cars on the road. It's always people getting on the Metro or the bus. You know, the Metro is like the rail and a bus. It's always people moving in the city. It's not like that in a country or like a small town. It's not the same thing. And it's like some people like they take these drugs. It's like, yo, I need to focus and shit. It's like I need to be on. It's like, yo, I could be more productive if I'm like fucking high as shit off of cocaine or whatever the fuck, whatever kind of upper you're taking. In the South, it's just like, yo, I mean, you live in this slower pace of life. It's just like, why the fuck not? You know, take some shit that's gonna be like, yo, I like to live in slow motion. That's the way I see it. That's why like lean is popular and really like in the South to me. It's like a lot of people A lot of people like to live life in slow motion, man. I know it's weird to say it, but like a lot of people like to live life in slow motion. You can take whatever you want to from it, but like people like to live life in slow motion. It's nothing wrong with living life in slow motion either. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, I'm not condoning the use of drugs. I mean, you know, you can do whatever the fuck you want to, man. You really is. No one should be able to stop you from taking drugs if you want to. Now, you know, like, you need to know when enough is enough, right? Everyone can't handle drugs. That's a whole another argument right there. That's just a completely just different thing right there. And you hear me clicking my mouse? It's like I'm doing the fucking slider here. Yeah, like some people can't handle drugs. Drugs aren't for everybody. But I'm not gonna be like, yeah, man, fucking, you know, if it's not gonna kill you, I mean, it might kill you. Like anything can kill you, right? Anything can do that to you. It's like, oh yeah, man, like this shit just kills people. Like, that's not how drugs work. That's not how drugs work. But you know, staying on the casually explained aspect of it, I think it's like it's the kind of person you are, right? Like, as a city person, I don't really like going outside. That's just me though. Like, I don't really like nature. I mean, like, it's trees and grass in front of my house. I'm like, I don't really like nature though. You're not about to see my ass going camping. Fuck that shit, nigga. Like mosquitoes and bugs and shit. Fuck all that. Some country people probably don't have a problem with that. They might not want to go camping, but they probably don't have an issue going outside, being out in nature. It's like when I was a kid, I was like, okay, you know, I kind of deal with it. But like now, I'm just like, fuck all that shit, nigga. Fuck going outside. Fuck that. Fuck that. And like that's one of those. It's like, yo, what can I do outside? I can do a lot more shit inside with these drugs. They're just gonna like fucking make me possibly more productive. Possibly more productive. Like if you're outside and you moving in slow motion in the country, like nothing's really gonna happen to you. You can't really be moving in slow motion out in the city, cause fucking anything can happen to you here. You could fucking walk in the street and like, nigga, you get hit by a car. It's not really like this. That's not one of those things that just happens in the country. Like, yeah, people can get hit by cars, but I'm like, you're probably less likely than versus in the city, because the city's going to have a larger population. See, this is just like all kinds of shit like that. I don't know, like, who's doing these, you know, these fucking drugs and shit. It's like, yo, yeah, I had to fucking sip this lean or whatever the fuck drug. I'm not like about to go on a fucking tirade and tell you like, oh, these all the downers and these all the uppers. I'm not about to do that. But like, I just think it's this thing where it's like, it's a city thing versus a country thing. I don't know too many city folk known for doing shit like fucking doing lean. I mean, lean became a more popular thing because of like rap culture and shit. I wasn't just like some motherfucker was like, yo, like we put this fucking codeine in this cup and we add some Sprite to it, and it's like this how we get through the fucking day. Like, no one was like that. No one but some fucking niggas in the South was like that. I think lean started in Texas too, which explains a whole lot of shit. But like, yeah, that's just casually explaining drug use to you, uppers and downers, man. Why you think like Miami is like during, you know, the 80s and shit, it was like it was a cocaine epidemic and shit. I'm like, first of all, it wasn't an epidemic, man. People introducing crack to fucking certain communities, that was an epidemic. That was an epidemic right there. That shit was made in a lab. Motherfuckers ain't make cocaine in a lab. That shit grows from trees. that shit grows from trees, nigga. Like, that won't made in no motherfucking lab. I could go down the whole hallucinogens and shit, but I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. But I'm just like casually explaining, you know, uppers and downers. I think it's a city folk thing versus a country folk thing. It's like, what kind of fucking pace of life do you want to live? Because like, it's this thing, and I don't know how widespread it is, but it's this thing called K2. And it's like, it got people in DC use this shit. I don't know why. It's like, it's a fair amount of country people in DC. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, some people more like they on the slow side of life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they stupid. They just like they more towards like the fucking country influence. It's like, yo, country people, you know a country motherfucker when you meet a country motherfucker, man. People say I talk fast. I'm like, I don't talk that fast, man. Like, come. But you know, like, hey, that's what it is. To me, it's a city versus country thing. You enter. I'm not even gonna say DC is like some fucking just gigantic population center, but like it's the city, dude. It's the city. It's a faster pace of life. So it's like, what fucking drug am I more likely to take, the upper or the downer? Depends on what effects I'm going for. Like, generally though, I say most people, it's like if they're taking, like, you know, some fucking real narcotics, some real drugs, like, and they're a city person, they're probably gonna go for the uppers. You could say that's a personality driven thing, but I think it's more of an environment based thing. It's like, yo, again, like, it's not really shit going on in the country. There's plenty shit going on in the city. You want to be alert and shit. you can't be fucking asleep at the wheel in the city, cause anything can fucking happen to you here. Anything. Anything. But yeah, that's the video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
2 gallons of codeine, man, I wish I would. I'm sipping mud on a Tuesday and I'm feeling good. You civilians moving fast, I can slow you down. Enough, sir.